chip in something while we were talking about something off topic. Tell me about.
Yes, I just have two questions for you. Do you know?
Sorry?
I have two questions for you.
Yes.
Do you know Simone Biles?
Yes, I know her.
You know Simone Biles.
Gymnastics lady. She's good. She's good.
Okay. Do you know Jonathan Owens?
Jonathan Owens. No. Who's Jonathan Owens?
So the other day, a couple happened to attend a podcast. It's called The Pivot. I think the podcast is called The Pivot. And this couple were asked how they met. And apparently, this husband didn't know anything about the wife. Not a thing. Only for the wife to be revealed as Simone Biles. And this husband said he had no clue that Simone Biles was a gymnast. She didn't know her. She had never heard of her. And actually, Simone Biles is the one he was the catch. Simone is the one who was doing the hunting. See, he even went ahead and said Simone Biles had to drive 45 minutes to just come and see him. Okay, so there's a lot of text to this, but I don't know what you think. Because for me, I knew Jonathan Owens after this interview. I knew Simone Biles has a husband who plays for the Packers. I never cared to Google who this husband would be. Until this happened and I saw him in this podcast for the first time. So I don't know what you think. And do you think if somebody exposes or talks about the other partner like that in an open place like a podcast, how do you think he should have handled it? Why it you?
I mean, these two things. And I don't want to side with who is right and who's wrong. And let me explain. Jonathan Parker, Jonathan Owens.
Mr. Jonathan Parker. You know him more as a Parker than Owens, okay?
Jonathan Owens and Simone Biles. These are two gigantic names in American sports industry.
I agree.
It's like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Where somebody will tell you, a Swiftie will tell you, who is Travis Kelce? We don't know that guy. Yeah. I mean, they're right. But at the same time, somebody who's been watching sports might also be just ignorant and say, I don't know who Taylor Swift is. But that ignorance on a different level. And why do I draw this comparison? Because Simone Biles has been on the head. Is it in the headlines or on the headlines? Correct me. My English is trying to escape me.
Yeah, they'll correct us in the comments.
The 2020 Olympics, when she walked out, she participated halfly and walked out because she had she was suing her previous coach for taking advantage of them, of the whole US Olympic team. And that case went even to the biggest court in America. And it was a very controversial topic. People were talking about it. In 2020, she was one of the most Googled female athletes in the whole world. So you have to be living in a utopia world for you not to come in a rock somewhere, for you not to interact with this lady. Because one, if not for her talent, which that is the first thing I will put there, then you will, number two, where you will interact is the controversy that was there, because this lady is extremely talented. She took some time off, took like 2 years off, worked on her mental health. This year she went back, participated and won everything.
Dominated.
That is how good this lady is. Dominated. That
Yes.
is how good this lady is. So for you to sit somewhere and she's your girlfriend, and you're saying that I don't know who this person is, she's the one who's been stalking me, then
Yeah.
you're ignorant. And I
Let me
would
just
say to the person, yes,
let me just add one thing before hold that point. She in the
Yes.
podcast she went ahead and said, "Oh, I just she sent me a text on Instagram." And obviously, when she saw the Instagram, you have to click profile see. She saw and said, "I saw she has a couple of followers. Won't you be curious to see this person with over 1 million
Who
followers?
is this
Let me
person?"
Google and see who she is."
Exactly.
Continue.
You and I know that at the end of the day, if today somebody DMs you, be it a brother, be it a sister, be it whoever, even if it's an animal, you'll go to their profile and see and want to
Yes.
know, okay, this person is blue ticked. Who are they? You'll go, you'll ask
There is a bio. There is a bio.
closest friend. There is a bio. And even if anybody, you can put anything in your bio. I can be a doctor in my bio, but I can be Dr. Love. So you have to go and Google, ask your friend Google, who is this Jaboma? What does Jaboma do? Okay? So
Yes.
that's one point to see it. So if I was to talk to Simone Biles, I would tell her, my sister, run.
This is what her bio reads as at now. Simone Biles, a wife to Jonathan Owens, Olympic gold medalist. Olympic
Like
gold medal.
Oh,
And it is
and
a verified
the
account
second
with blue.
it's number two. It's number two. Olympic is number two. Like,
Yes.
she's a wife first before. That's how she ranks this guy.
Which means before they met, Olympic was number one. Remember,
Olympic
when
was
they met,
number
it was
one.
Olympic
Yes.
gold medalist on the top. And
Exactly.
if I just do a quick random scroll and look at her post from like the 2020 where you're saying before he met this guy, and as a matter of fact, I just want to say, Net Sushu does not wish for them to like be apart or anything. We're just analyzing this situation. We are not wishing any bad to anyone, but you could see her posts like in 2020 if I can get to them. I'm sure she had some posts about her in the Olympics and stuff like that. She was doing stuff in and out of the Olympics. So, if I see anyone participating in the Olympic and you have a gold medal, you are definitely famous.
Absolutely. And another thing I want to put there is, if you see somebody, even if somebody friend request you, sent your follow request or DMs you, you want to see your mutual followers, and you might want, if there's one mutual follower, you might want to ask one or two things about them. But anyway, that's my perspective from Simeon Biles. That either this guy doesn't look for any information about anything in this life. This guy is, for lack of a better word, forgive my French, is ignorant. Now, onto the other side, Jonathan Owen's side. And you typically have somebody who I would quote unquote put a stalker. You don't know this person, you don't know anything about them, you're not interested in knowing them, you're not interested in knowing anything about them. How long have they been together? And even within that free span, don't you talk about, because the initial stages of a relationship is, what do you do? What you want to get to know this person. So this person is, you even gone ahead and wiped them, but you don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
Jonathan, do you really want to be there, bro? I don't feel my brother wants to be there. He's just there because
I totally agree with you. I cannot say much about it. You've said everything that was in my mind, man. Simon, man, and the only thing also that really offends me, maybe as I conclude on this topic before we go overboard, I feel like, okay, let's assume everything he said was true. You don't talk about it openly to the public. like the way he did. Even if I didn't know, this how I met my wife, and maybe I have a wife who is very popular, but I didn't know her back then. I would come to the open and say, I had no idea who she was. In fact, she's the one who chased me. In fact, I found her on a dating. Do you know? Do you know how many people crash on Simone Biles and are just figuring out right now this girl was somewhere on a dating app looking for love? You don't put some stuff out in the open the way he did.
Yeah, you don't air your dirty linens in public.
Enough said. Let us move on to next Swish Swap.
We wish them all the best.